Delphi murder case, it feels like we're on a merry-go-round. We're just going around and around, and the same things keep happening. The same horses are on the tray or the merry-go-round, and the same sights are being seen over and over. We keep thinking something different is going to happen. Something needs to happen to this merry-go-round. It needs to be turned off. Some of the animals need to be switched out because this is not working out well. Attorneys representing Richard Allen, the suspect in the Delphi murder case, a new motion has been filed. Here we go again, seeking the removal of Special Judge Fran Gull from the proceedings. In this new maneuver, attorneys Andrew Baldwin and Bradley Rozzi argue that Gull should be replaced or should recuse herself from the case. Maybe she'll take the lead now and finally do this. Because,
I feel like you said, I feel like haven't we been here before?
Yes, they've had motions. It's been requested. The Supreme Court, they requested remove her. They did not. So now another motion has been raised for this because, look, the optics are horrible. At this point, she has to go. We already know he has like a free retrial if he's found guilty. But for the sake of maybe not going down that road, just come on. Let's just get to the point here for these families and stop all this ego maneuvering that seems to be going on with Judge Gull. A motion is the latest development in a series of legal maneuvers surrounding the Delphi murder case. Richard Allen, of course, facing those charges related to the deaths of Abby Williams and Libby German in February of 2017 near the Monon High Bridge in Delphi, Indiana. Baldwin and Rozzi, who were recently reinstated as Allen's defense team, are now seeking Judge Gull's removal from the case. You kicked us out, now we're going to try and kick you out. The move follows Gull's earlier call for their removal, citing a social media leak of evidence as a factor. Although Baldwin and Rozzi initially resigned, they later contended that they did so under pressure. Subsequently, 2 new attorneys were appointed to represent Allen. The reinstatement of Baldwin and Rozzi involved a legal battle that even reached the Indiana Supreme Court, the highest court in the state, reinstating the attorneys, but denying, like I said, those motions to remove Gull from the case. In this new motion, and yes, this is a new one, as of the 29th of January, 2024, Baldwin and Rozzi, on behalf of their client, Richard Allen, questioned Gull's impartiality and her ability to oversee the case without bias, expressed concerns that Gull's previous actions had affected their attorney-client relationship. The motion argued that Gull's recusal would help eliminate any perception of impropriety in the case. It questioned whether Gull, having previously removed the defense attorneys, could make rulings without raising doubts about her impartiality. During the course of the proceedings, Gull has accused Rozzi and Baldwin of acting negligently and with incompetence in their defense of Allen, alleging violations of the rules of professional conduct. She also expressed grave concerns about their ability to represent him. The defense attorneys contend that Gull's actions had violated Allen's constitutional rights to due process, which it did. In a 22-page affidavit accompanying the motion, Richard Allen accused Judge Gull of misleading the public during the October 19th proceedings when she announced the attorney's withdrawal from the case. He also claimed that Gull had interfered with his right to a speedy trial. The affidavit further alleged that Gull had treated the prosecution more favorably than the defense. Allen accused Gull of allowing the prosecution to withhold potentially exculpatory evidence for months, while she had criticized the defense attorneys for their actions. The motion argued that Judge Gull had interfered with Allen's right to that speedy trial by preventing him from having counsel of his choosing, resulting in delays. Additionally, Allen claimed that his confinement to Westville Correctional Facility since his arrest in October 22 had led to both mental and physical deterioration. Furthermore, the affidavit asserts that Judge Gull has shielded certain defense documents and records from public view, which she has, violating administrative rules from the Indiana Supreme Court and compromising public access. The motion ultimately called for Judge's removal or recusal from the case, citing concerns about her impartiality and her impact on the attorney-client relationship. Remains to be seen how this will go. It's always screwed up because you know who gets to decide? Gull. That's
the part that doesn't make sense to me. Yeah. How does that even possible?
You're asking the judge to determine whether they're impartial or not, and then to say, "No, I'm not going to be impartial." I mean, it's idiotic. It's a huge flaw in the way our system works.
It doesn't make any sense. Somebody else should be able to decide that, but not the person themselves.
Well, that's where the Supreme Court should have done their job. And they should have taken a look at that and said, nah, we're going to keep sending this back down. And I mean, eventually this could end up in other courts and others may end up making that decision. But right now they're just trying to get this done as, as expeditiously as they possibly can so they can get this thing moving. Although if you don't want it to go that expediently and you're the judge, then you're in control of the gas pedal, no matter how much the people who are on the other side want it to go fast. If you don't want it to, you have the power to make it go slow. And all the kicking and screaming and criticizing that we can all do doesn't make a damn bit of difference. That's scary. The power is of some of these judges.
Well, and I'm still, this is something that I've been jumping up and down about, and I'm not the only one, but I'm really concerned about where he is being housed. It seems incredibly unfair for somebody who has not yet been convicted. Yes, he's accused of a violent crime, but why is he the scapegoat for this?
I think he knows more. I think there's knowledge. It's just my opinion. My conjecture on it is that if all this were to come to light about just his treatment in general and how screwed up it was, and a lot of it already has come to light, I think there would be a lot more red flags being raised. That's why we haven't had a Franks hearing, again, because we'd be taking a look at what brought him to being arrested to begin with and the lack of evidence. But we can't even have that. They were all ready to have that, remember? And that's when Judge Gull dismissed the attorneys and put a big, hampering on the case in terms of looking at any of the evidence. Why? I mean, the reason was, there was this evidence that leaked. Okay, we can talk about that and have a hearing about it. But at the end of the day, is that truly why we can't move forward with more of the conversation of any of these things?
Jeez.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's a total mess. So we'll see where all of that plays out. My guess is Gull's just going to be like, yeah, whatever. And we'll continue to move forward. Or maybe she'll surprise us all. Maybe that promotion that she got, she'll take that and, ride off into the night, and maybe we can get some progress here and eventually get back on track so we can get some justice for the two little girls.
Sick of the ads?
We are too.
Start listening with no commercials now and get access to all of our episodes in advance of everyone else.
Become a True Crime Today Premium Plus subscriber on Apple Podcasts.
Search True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts or go to our podcast page and sign up now.
True Crime Today Premium Plus.
Sign up now.